Good morning and welcome to today's class. We have a oracle guided yoga session today. So we're going to pull a few cards, open our book at a random page and use the guidance from the cards, from the book, to inform what movements we're going to do today. And I've done a little meditation or prayer over the cards and just asked that this practice reaches whoever needs it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. If you do, please like and subscribe, comment, share, whatever feels right for you. So we are going to start whenever we're feeling ready. So feel free to either come into a nice, comfortable meditation sort of position, a seated position, and close down your eyes if you like. Or if you prefer for this section, grab yourself a little coffee, water, whatever feels right for you just for this first bit whilst I'm pulling the cards. I can pop a timestamp below of when the yoga itself will start if you want to go straight to that. Usually it takes me about 5 minutes just to go through and read them. I'm quite a slow reader. Okay, so we had two pop up there. Hestia and Saint Bridget, who has popped up for me before. Oh, I guess this one. Oh, okay. And another one. I'm quite bad at shuffling because they're so large. Okay, 4. 5. That should be enough. And then we're going to do a random page pull of the book as well. Okay. Saraswati, we've had her before, the goddess of self-knowledge. And her mantra is, the essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. Saraswati represents the self-knowledge of who we are, so that nothing impedes the flow of creativity from the soul. Her name is a fusion of the Sanskrit word for essence and one's self. The essence of oneself, Saraswati. I'm so sorry if I pronounce anything wrong at all when I'm reading these cards. Saraswati's name translates then as one who leads to the essence of self-knowledge. She is a part of the Hindu goddess trinity, the Tridevi. Together with Parvati and Lakshmi, all three goddesses help the trinity of Hindu gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, to create, maintain, and regenerate the universe. The earliest mention of Saraswati is in the Rig Veda, a collection of ancient sacred texts that date back to 1500 BCE. She is sometimes referred to as Mother of the Vedas, interesting, and is understood to be the personification of knowledge. Students appeal to her for assistance on exams, and writers and artists pray to her to remove all the obstacles that keep them from being a clear conduit for their creativity that wants to come through for them. She is considered to be a river goddess, or a feminine deity with healing, flowing waters. Her iconography often associates her with a white lotus, symbolizing the purity of wisdom her energy brings. So her soul voice meditation is, what is one word to describe the essence of my true self? The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. Okay, so these other 5 cards are shorter, snippier. They just have one little mantra on that will also inform our practice. But that main card of Saraswati allows us to know that we are going to be looking inwards. We are focusing on flow and creativity. We're trying to remove stagnation to allow more flow to come to us. So it also asked us to use one word to describe the essence of who we are. So that might just be something that we mull over. We want to make sure that the word we choose is positive, and we don't necessarily have to believe the word that we've chosen yet, but we have to want to believe it. So it could be pure love, it could be compassionate, it could be disciplined, whatever resonates with you, and we can draw upon that word as an anchor throughout our entire practice, using it as a bridge back to present, using it just to realign ourselves with why we came to the mat today. So the rest of our cards, we have Machig Labdron. Again, I'm so sorry if I pronounce any of these wrong. The Diamond-Hearted Dakini. I see light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. So we are facing the ego beliefs. This ties in perfectly with Saraswati. So we're looking inwards, self-knowledge. The more knowledge we have of the self, including ego beliefs, the more we have control over our agency. It's often thought that things that exist in the darkness of our psyche, of our being, they often have more control than we realize. So a lot of our day is guided and led by the subconscious. So the more we meditate, the more we practice yoga, the more we understand what we hold. When we understand what we hold, it has less power over our day and over how we act because we understand it. We have that ability to choose. We know that we hold specific stories and how that may affect how we perceive certain things. So we also have Hestia, the goddess of sanctuary. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. Oh, I love that. So that is your home in your body. Whenever you have a space to practice, that is your sanctuary. Whenever you even just have a place where you can sit in stillness, in quietness, and look inwards, that is your home, that is your place. You always have the ability to drop, come into a seat, and be with your breath. We also have Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. Wow, that's really similar to the Hestia one. So no matter where I am home. My soul is all I need. If we're combining those two cards, the most sacred sanctuary is found within me. My soul is all I need. So that says to me that we are stepping out of the body into the soul. We are stepping into that place where you are not your thoughts, you are not your body. We're not going to be judging the body. We are going to be flowing a little bit, but we are not focusing on what we can do, what we can't do. It's all about the soul today. Stepping into that place where we are full of love, compassion, non-judgment. We're connected to all other beings. We're connected to the space around us, the nature if you're practicing outside. Okay. Sarah Lackley, we've had her before as well, Queen of the Outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I will always be, in love. So, I am where I will always be. No matter where I am home. My soul is all I need. I feel like these all link perfectly. And it's all basically saying, it doesn't matter where you are, your surroundings, ignore everything around you. We're looking inwards today. And finally, Miao Shan, the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. Giving is receiving. Okay. We're going to meditate on that one throughout as well. That one stands out as a little bit different to the rest to me. The energy of the universe is merciful. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. So it might be about tapping, as we are focusing on stepping into the soul. And the soul is the energy of the universe. They are the same thing. They are universal love, unconditional love. merciful, compassionate. So it might just be about when anything arises from the subconscious, from the emotions. We are merciful, we're non-judgmental, we're full of compassion. No matter what comes into the light, no matter what ego beliefs arise, we are viewing from that soul point, from that point of compassion. Okay, that took me a little bit longer than usual, so I'm sorry if you're expecting a quicker reading. So we are going to start off in child's pose today. We're going to start with a flow. We spoke about the energy, creativity, flow. So if it feels right to you to get a little bit creative today, then we do so. Okay, we're going to gently tuck the toes under, knees come to chest, lift your abs towards your back and drop your chest towards your knees. Forehead drops to the ground. Activate through your fingers, reach forwards, push down into the ground. Inhale. Exhale, lift the left hand and place it down on top of the right hand, gently bringing length through the left side of your body. Breathe the length all the way from the left little finger down to your left hip. Well done. Swap sides. Left hand comes back to shoulder alignment, and then right hand steps over and plants down on top. Well done. Both hands come wide again. Inhale deeply. Look forwards to the front of your mat. Peel with your heart space close to the floor. And gently open into your Bhujangasana position. We are open through the chest, bearing down through the fingertips. Inner elbow creases shine forwards. And often when we make that swap from elbows slightly bent, hanging into the shoulders, to shoulders being down and away, inner elbow creases shining forwards, we'll be surprised how much height enters into our cobra pose. We are active through the legs, long through the spine. It might feel right for you to bring a little bit of movement into this. Maybe alongside the breath, we inhale one side, exhale center. Today's practice is all about self-knowledge, looking inwards with compassion. We start off with our flow, and we're going to move into a little bit more stillness, a little bit more yin near the end, because a lot will come up in your yin practice, especially when it's preceded with a little bit of yang, getting the energy flowing and then sitting in stillness, just allowing things to arise. Often during our yang practice, emotions and thoughts do pop in. Well done. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And it can be slightly difficult to not get caught up in those thoughts that arise in yoga. Often we are releasing tensions from the physical body, things that we hold, things that we're attached to. And as they arise, it can feel impossible to ignore them. Because they are things that we hold, there's a reason that we store them in the body. Well done, last one. Inhale deeply. We tuck the toes, straighten the spine, and lift your hips towards downwards dog. So if we find our mind wandering throughout, we continually practice the same routine. We first observe where the mind has wandered to. We observe as if we are watching a stranger talking. We have no attachment to what we observe, whether it's a thought, a feeling. a sensation in the body. Because we're non-attached, we're not judging the thought, we're not attaching secondary emotion, we're not dissecting the thought, we're not adding to it, we're not rejecting it, we're not pulling it in for further conversation. It's just part of your present moment experience. Something that you, the soul, are witnessing. Accepting it as part of the present moment. Once we've observed it, we allow stillness. We sit with it, and then we draw the awareness back to the breath. Back to the sensations you feel. Back to the only things that are true in the present moment. Your body in a pose. Breathing, feeling. Well done. When you're ready, lift your left leg to the sky. And we gently come forwards. Hug that left knee in towards your chest. And then power back up. Well done. Drop it down. Other side. Right leg draws up. We draw it forwards. And power up. Well done. Drop it down. Walk your feet forwards. And allow your heart space to melt all the way down towards your shins. You might wrap your arms around your legs. Breathe in deeply. Drop your head. Well done. From here, we frame the feet. We step left leg back. And we come into our lovely low lunge. Inhale deeply here. Drop that back knee, top of the back foot, plant left hand down, open right hand towards the sky. Active through that top hand, reaching towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Well done. Gently come down with that hand. We have two options here. Option one is to tuck the back foot and just step it back and then peel onto your side. Option two, if it feels right for you, hook the big toe and gently come into your lift. So we're either like so, or we have our leg lifted. Only take that leg lift if it's already in your practice. If we are in our lovely side plank, we're going to rainbow the arms up and over. If we're in our leg lift, we're staying there for 3, 2, 1, and then step it back into your lovely low lunge. Drop the back knee, hinge back with that front leg, dorsiflex the foot, and draw length into your spine. Well done. Peel forwards. Tuck that back foot. Step it up. Well done. When you're ready, other leg. Extend that leg back. Drop the back knee. And when you're ready, open to one side. Breathing deeply. All that is in your present moment is the breath and the body uniting. We allow the breath to guide your body's movements. The mind will wander, and we allow it. We don't reject it. We don't respond or react. We just allow it to be part of our present moment. Tuck your toes, lift that back knee, and either take your leg lift or just step that leg back. Either hold your leg lift or rainbow over. Inhale deeply. Well done. And step it back into your low lunge. Drop that back knee, top of the back foot, hinge all the way into your lovely, gentle hamstring and calf stretch. Activate the toes towards the sky. Come all the way back. And this time, we are going to tuck the toes and step it back into your plank. Inhale deeply, shift forwards, lower the elbows down by your side, and inhale, open the chest. It might feel right for you again to bring a little bit of movement side to side, gently allowing a flow through the body, a heart opening practice to allow us to tap into that love. Well done. We spoke about being at home in your body. We spoke about the soul within the body. We spoke about creativity and flow. So if it feels right for you to get a little bit creative for this next part, then we do. We're going to be allowing a little bit of a cat-cow. But if it feels right to begin to send your hips all the way back and then float them all the way forwards for a little bit more of a flowy cat-cow, then we do. If it feels more correct to do more of a circle through the hips, allowing flow, releasing any stagnancy or stagnation. Well done. When we're ready, finding stillness here. We're going to come into a seated pose here. So, sending our legs out in front, we slide the right leg up towards us. Lift that right leg up and over, wrap your left arm around and open towards one side of the room. We are tall through the spine, open through the chest. Releasing anything we hold. Twisting poses are often related to or linked to releasing. We spoke about allowing ourselves to acknowledge any ego beliefs. So we can see these lovely twisting poses as just releasing away what we hold, creating a space for the new. Well done. Come back through center. Lift this leg and gently draw all the way up and over. Open through the heart space. This is a yang half shoelace. Shortly we'll be coming into a yin version of this pose. As we're focusing on looking inwards today, self-knowledge, one of my favorite introspective poses for looking inwards, closing off and being at one with yourself in stillness is full shoelace. So we'll be coming into that in a bit, but we're just priming the body, prepping the hips, finding length where we can and deepening on the exhales. Inhale, tailbone to top of the back of the neck is long. Exhale, hips hinge. We create this safe space, a sacred sanctuary, as Hestia mentioned, within the body. This is your home, your safe space where anything is allowed to arise. There is no right or wrong. Well done. Come up nice and tall. You're going to send that leg forwards and gently heel comes to hips. Hook that leg over, wrap the right arm around and open towards the left side of the room. We are long through the spine. Invite length and then depth. Ground down through the hips. Reach tall through the back of the neck. The right heel reaches towards the front of the room. The left heel grounds down into the floor. Think about every point of your body that is in contact with the ground and think about those parts bearing down. This will always bring height into your movement. Rather than constantly thinking about lifting, we think about pushing the ground away. This combination makes you feel much taller, much more open. The breath flows much more easily. Well done. When you're ready, come forwards. Shine that sole of the foot backwards. Open through the heart space, long through the spine, and we hinge. We're relaxed through the jaw. If your mind begins to wander, just observe where it's wandered to. There is no right or wrong. We are not judging. The energy of the universe is merciful. Whatever we observe, we are kind, we are compassionate, we're not judging. The energy of the universe and the soul are the same thing. They are love. And you must always enter into this space whenever you want to increase any element of your self-knowledge. Otherwise, things will stay hidden. And if something does arise, we get too entwined in conversation and dissecting and making reasons, attachments, to go any further, any deeper with making peace or alchemizing the emotions surrounding that belief. Well done. When you're feeling ready, we come up nice and tall. We are going to send both legs out in front, dorsiflex through the heels. You can have your legs hip distance apart or together. Move the fleshier parts of the buttocks behind and to the side. Draw up lovely and tall through the arms and then hinge forwards. Well done. Hands come forwards and down. You can hold the base of the feet if that feels right for you. I always find that feels a bit too much like pulling for me. So I always try and hold behind the calves or the ankles instead, as this helps me remember to be tall before hinging forwards. Do what feels right for your body. Have a little bit of a softness behind the backs of the knees. We never want to feel that tugging or pulling behind the backs of the legs. Well done. Whenever we're feeling ready, we come up nice and tall. We are going to make our way onto our back here. We're going to spend a little bit of time facing upwards before we face downwards, allowing openness, and then we're going to turn into our introspective positions. So we are starting off in a nice gentle twist. Arms come wide, and this is quite good for releasing. Anytime where we are facing upwards, it's thought that the mind can wander a little bit easier. We experience more thoughts, a quicker pace of thought. Maybe the nature of the thoughts are different. We're just observing. Observe your relationship with your body, your mind, how they intertwine. Make sure you're breathing deeply, nourishing, ballooning belly breaths. Just because we're twisting, we don't want to be shortening the breath. When breath takes priority and the body moves in time, this always allows the nervous system to remain calm. The poses complement the breath. They work around the breath. They marry in. Well done. When you're feeling ready, the left leg sends long, the right leg hugs in, and we send that right leg over towards the side. We are releasing tension from the outer hips here, and we are allowing compression through the inner hips. This combination is amazing for releasing things that we may hold in the physical body. Often we hold emotions, tension, within the hips, within the back, within the shoulders. These are three main parts within the muscles that we tend to hold emotion. So as we come into poses like this, we allow deep, nourishing breaths. We target the lumbar spine and the hips, tapping into our center of fear, our center of emotion. It allows things to arise in the form of thoughts, in the form of feelings, energetic shifts, whatever it may be. We just sit in silence and observe. Come through center, send your right leg long, left leg hugs up towards your chest, and we send that left leg towards the right side of the room. Be kind to your body here. Prioritize a ballooning belly breath, and the leg falls in time. We'd like to target the hip a little bit more than the torso here if possible. So rather than twisting as deeply as you can, leave a bit more openness if you can here. Well done. When you're feeling ready, come back through center. And we're coming into our reclined butterfly. We're only here for a moment. So we're going to allow, again, a little bit of flow, a little bit of movement. We inhale, draw the knees together. We exhale, float the legs wide. Inhale together. Exhale, float the legs wide. We allow thoughts to float in, potentially at a slightly faster pace as we are facing upwards. Similarly to how many people report having more dreams, maybe even more nightmares when they're on the back. I often imagine this as a cloud of thoughts above you, and they find it just that bit more easy to float in, no matter what resonates with you. We just allow that energy, that intention of allowing more thoughts to float in. We're not responding, we're not reacting, we're just observing them. Last breath here, we're going to draw the knees wide and allow ourselves to rest there for a moment. Soles of the feet connect, every toe meets its partner on the other foot. Knees fall wide, hips release. We soften. Allow the whole body to begin to melt. Switching off through the hips, inner and outer, through the thighs, the front and the back. If it feels too intense to switch off your body, maybe you can prop your upper outer thighs up on a blanket or a block or a pillow. This is our first yin pose of the session. In yin, we allow ourselves to melt even more into our natural state of being, a state that aligns with universal love, the energy of the universe. The reason it's easier to fall more into that state is because the body becomes passive, it surrenders, it melts down, it becomes free from any resistance. And when the body is in this state, eventually the mind will follow. When the body is in a state of allowing, a state of stillness, a state where we allow compassion and discipline in equal measure, eventually the mind will follow. Placing no pressure on when that will be or how we feel, And just sending that same acceptance towards your whole being. Allowing your energy to be exactly as it is. However you've arrived on the mat, however you are transitioning into this yin section of the session is absolutely perfect. Whenever you're feeling ready, the knees come back together, like so. I'm going to roll gently onto one side. Make your way up into a comfortable seated position. We're coming into our shoelace, coming back into that lovely position. But this time, if you feel comfortable to take full shoelace, then we will. So we're going to I said it again. We're going to heel to hips, that foot, peel it up and round, left sole of the foot shines backwards, and you might leave the right leg here if that is our limit for today, or we might draw that right leg under as well. If you feel as though one hip is flying high, you absolutely can sit on a block, but yin is all about how the pose feels rather than how it looks. It's about the pose working around your body as opposed to some perfect alignment that everybody must fit into. So it's very adaptive. It's very much about the sensations you feel within your body rather than how it looks on the outside, which ties in very nicely with our theme. So come into your perfect version of this pose. If you have one knee over there, that's absolutely fine as well. We'd like the intention of shining the soles of the feet back, wrapping the legs up and round as much as we can, and then we release and relax. Hands might come down either side. You might even feel comfortable to peel forwards, dropping the head. Listen to your body. Listen to your hips. And allow space for stillness. Allow a bit of silence to enter into your practice. This whole practice we've been allowing mind wandering with the intention to strengthen that habit of observing when the mind has wandered, where it's wandered to, and drawing back on the breath. You might be drawing back on a specific word if we did come up with a word to describe ourselves or how we would like to be. We might be using that as our bridge back to present. Throughout yin, we have a very strong second or third bridge back to present, which is the sensations of the pose itself. These often allow us to guide back to present because they reach up and grab our attention. When the mind has wandered, the ebbing and flowing of intensity will often distract us back into the body, which is why it's such an amazing meditative practice, because it's always guiding us back to present. It's hard to wander too far because we're always at that 7 out of 10 intensity. We use the intensity in a compassionate way. When we practice yin, we're not thinking about striving or pushing our body past its limits. We instead meet ourselves at our edge. We're not shying away from our ability, but we're not pushing our body past its boundaries. We instead find that boundary where gravity naturally lowers you down to. When we relax down the physical body, the muscles switch off, they release away resistance, and we just find that natural point. Your body melts down, everything's soft, everything is relaxed. And the sensations that come with that should be overall warming, a deep sensation of stretch, an intensity that doesn't push you past that point into discomfort or pain. There is no sharpness, there is no pinching. It's an overall lovely, intense, juicy sensation. And the more we practice yin, the more familiar those sensations become. If you are relatively new to yin, take your time, don't push yourself to that 7 out of 10 intensity before you feel ready. You can build up from 4, 5, 6. Often that intensity comes from resistance. Well done. When we're ready, we send both legs out in front. And we're just going to take a very easy, gentle counter pose of just sending the legs out in front and just relaxing your arms behind. Nothing fancy. So when we say that often discomfort can come from resistance, with a physical regard, we mean when the pose feels too intense at the start, the muscles can switch on and fight gravity. They can fight the pose. The more switched on your muscles are, the more intense the pose is likely to feel. If you allow yourself to soften gradually, and the pose still feels super intense, and it's not ebbing and flowing and becoming a dissipation of tension, if it's not getting gradually easier or staying the same, if it's instead getting a little bit more intense, then we know that the pose isn't quite right for us and we need to make adaptations. When you're feeling ready, we slide the right leg up towards us and wrap that leg up and round. You could stay here, or we could wrap that base leg around. Both hips are in contact with the ground. We might send the arms down by our side and forward fold. There is no right or wrong here. We release the target area first, not just the hips, the thighs, but also think about making your way all the way down the legs. Are the feet relaxed, or is one foot fighting the ground? Are the hips relaxed? Is the back relaxed? Is the neck and head relaxed? If we are completely forward folded, allow yourself to monitor what feels right for you in terms of switching off. It's absolutely fine to keep some elements yang. Keep your hands, for example, holding you up. Once you've found your perfect version of the pose physically, softened down where you can, we begin to melt into the essence of the pose. This pose focuses on looking inwards. It's introspective, the heart space is closed off, the body is in this lovely deep hug position, merciful position. We shine a light on what we hold in the darkness. Because we are targeting the inner and outer hips through deep stretch and stimulation, through compression, we're using stress in a very mindful way here to target the areas where we hold a lot of emotion, a lot of stories, a lot of ego beliefs. In Yin, we're tapping into the meridian system, which is a traditional Chinese medicine theory that, like the roots of a tree, throughout your whole body there are ley lines or channels of energy that carry life force, that carry the universe energy, universal love throughout every inch of your body. When there is areas of stagnancy, stagnant energy, it's thought that we may feel excess or lack of specific emotions. As we read within our Saraswati card, today's practice we are focusing a lot on removing stagnant energy to allow the flow of creativity. So that may resonate with you. We don't need to do anything in Yin to intentionally release anything we hold. The body, the energy body, the emotional body, they're all completely interlinked. And by stepping back energetically into that essence of Yin, where you are compassionate, you're merciful, you are still, you are silent, you are allowing, that's all you need to do. To step into that natural state of being, where you just are, you're just existing, you're just watching, in a pose, on the mat, in your little sanctuary, allowing things to come up. free from judgment. The more into that yin-like state, the more you will find it easier for things to arise, because things feel safer to arise into an area of non-judgment, and energetically and mentally, our mental state has moved more into a meditative zone. Therefore, it is easier to tap into the subconscious. So don't be surprised if you find at the start of the session it's all thoughts, 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 very brain-led, and then as you go deeper into the session, deeper into the yin energy of the session, the things that arrive begin to feel more like soul whispers. You're having more mini breakthroughs. We don't see the former and the latter as better or worse. We don't see these mini breakthroughs or these really strong emotions that feel super attached as something that we need to put a pin in or remember for later. You don't need to do anything with what comes up, whether it feels big or small. We don't need to change. We don't need to remember anything. We just allow ourselves to be present. Whatever comes up is part of your present and nothing more than that. Simply by shining a light on it, i.e., letting your awareness settle on it, become aware of it, breathe through it, and then return to the next present moment, that is enough. That's enough to take power away from ego beliefs, from stories we hold, from things that may have existed in the subconscious that are now in the conscious. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to gently peel that leg round. We're coming into a lovely introspective pose of our sleeping swan. We gently peel left leg through, right leg sends back. If you are used to doing this with a pillow or a bolster beneath your chest, you absolutely can grab one of those. If not, we're going to go for that simplicity of the hard ground, the weight of the body, the weight of gravity, all coming into unison here. Now, this might feel super intense, and if it does, prop yourself up on your elbows or your hands. Either of those are absolutely fine. Wherever we are relaxed through the forehead, through the jaw. Allow a complete switching off of the muscles. Anything we hold in the hips is able to arise. We breathe deeply, observe how the breath moves the body, how it expands into the side body. We're relaxed through the jaw. Through the hip. When you're feeling ready, slowly making your way onto the other side. We're coming to the end of our practice. So it's often a good time to allow yourself to tap into any of those meditations that we went through at the beginning. I see the light in my own darkness, allowing yourself to draw upon any of the things that have arisen throughout your practice today. Observe any emotions that you intuitively or immediately had around what's arisen. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. We're here in this pose for about 1 more minute. Allowing that spaciousness for whatever arises to arise. Allow stillness. Allow compassion. The energy of the universe is merciful. And we have that same energy with everything that we observe, full of compassion for the self, full of gentleness. And finally, we end on our word that we chose at the start of our practice, the word that we choose to describe ourselves, the one that we'd like to instill. We breathe this in. We've released old beliefs from the body simply by stretching, by allowing things to arise. So it's a good time at the end of our practice to breathe in and instill our new beliefs, the new word that we hold to describe ourselves. When you're feeling ready, we walk ourselves up. We make our way round into a comfortable seated position. We draw our hands into Anjali Mudra. Namaste.